Hey man, say man, this is the A Man Show back at it again for more content. So the Dallas Mavericks are 3-7 right now at the time I'm making this video, literally bottom 3 in the league, and they have arguably the worst offense in the NBA. They are bottom 3 in 3-point percentage, they are 27th in the league in assists, dead last in points per game, and most importantly, they have the worst offensive rating in the NBA. So why did I mention all this? It's because the Mavericks are so poorly built after trading away Luka Doncic to the point where the Mavericks are failing Cooper Flagg. And in this video, I'm finna discuss why the Dallas Mavericks are a mess. And before this video starts, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, as the majority of y'all are not subscribed. My goal is to hit 1K subs by the end of the year, so smashing the like button and most importantly subscribing and turning on post notifications makes a big difference. That out of the way, let's go on with the video. As of today, Anthony Davis is still missing time due to a calf strain, and even when he was playing, he was not as dominant compared to his Laker days. And I know it's a small 5-game sample size, but for his standards, it is a pretty slow start. Not even that, but Klay Thompson, within 9 games, doesn't even look like he's even good enough to play in the NBA anymore. Like, the guy is just averaging 8 points, but on 32% shooting and 26% from 3. Yes, you heard that right. 26% from 3. This guy has been absolutely anus. He can't shoot anymore, can't defend anymore. I mean, ever since he was dating Megan Thee Stallion, the guy literally forgot how to play basketball. Yeah, that's the power of women, man. And also his ACL tear that he had a couple years back, it literally came full circle right now as we speak. D'Angelo Russell, their 6th man, is shooting below league average despite averaging 13 points. Aside from Christie, who's shooting 49% from 3 on 5 attempts, along with Jaden Hardy, who's shooting 36% from 3, the whole team is shooting below 30% from 3. That is atrocious. Atrocious. Now, before the season, the Mavericks actually retooled last offseason. They brought in D'Angelo Russell, Caleb Martin, as well as they retained the majority of the roster they had the year before last year. They have one of the deeper rosters in the NBA, fully healthy going into the season. While they don't have a true playmaker on the roster, they have a multitude of 3-and-D players, a legit 6-man, along with 2 star players in Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis, and drafting Cooper Flagg #1 overall and putting him into a potential playoff level roster on paper, knock on wood, that can help with his development and the amount of spacers he has on the roster. It will allow him to attack the basket, especially if Kidd were to have him cutting to the rim, and also set him up to shoot open threes, practically be an off-ball role player similar to what Kawhi Leonard was as a rookie. But so far, that wasn't the case for Cooper Flagg. The spacing on the roster is so bad that Flagg has to improvise a ton of shots, especially when the lane collapses. He's forced into mid-air adjustments, off-balance floaters, and contested pull-ups. Also, they tried him at point guard, in which, yes, he does have some playmaking abilities, but he's not in the level of an NBA point guard where he can consistently control the offense and create looks for teammates. He doesn't have that capability just yet. And for them to put him in that point guard spot, especially in the first game of the season, is just nonsense. Now, I know that Cooper Flagg will become a great player someday, but you replaced him over Luka Doncic, who is a generational player, and likely Flagg may not live up or develop to the level of a Luka, especially with the roster that he has around him. Like I said, they can't space the floor, can't shoot, can't play make. I mean, this is a horribly constructed roster, and with Nico Harrison making the dumbest trade in NBA history, trading away your franchise cornerstone in Luka Doncic in exchange for an older Anthony Davis and Christie, along with a pick to essentially bolster the roster defensively and win now, quote unquote. Well, look at them now. AD is still out due to injury. Kyrie won't come back until later in the second half of the season, and even then, that won't make that big of a difference. Klay Thompson is barely an NBA player, and the rest of the roster is just anus. Get this, Luka, after he got traded, has played 25 games as a Laker. Meanwhile, AD only played 9 games last season. And even though both of them has played the same amount of games, Luka Doncic clearly dwarfs AD in almost every stat category, and the guy is averaging a near 40-point triple-double and leading the Lakers to the second seed in the West. Meanwhile, the Mavericks are the worst team in the Western Conference, and the trade continues to look worse for them and worse. Now, Nico Harrison is in the brink of getting fired after a 3-7 start to the season. I mean, the atrocity that he caused by trading away Luka Doncic is truly diabolical. Now, look, I'm not saying Cooper Flagg is a bad player. The kid has talent, hustle, and a high motor, but putting him in a situation like this will never going to work. You can't expect a rookie, no matter how talented, to carry a team that has no spacing, no playmaking, and no real offensive identity. The Mavericks are basically set him up to fail, and honestly, that's on the management. Jason Kidd has been switching up lineups like crazy, trying to find something that works, but when your roster is this poorly constructed, there's only so much coaching you can do. You traded away one of the greatest offensive players of this generation for a broken down Anthony Davis. Now with a washed up Klay Thompson and role players who can't hit open threes, like, what do you expect? This whole experiment screams desperation. The Mavericks tried to skip steps. They wanted to go win now without realizing that Luka was the win now and future piece in one. Instead, they put all their chips on aging stars and a rookie who's still finding his footing and now is blowing up in their face. At this point, the front office needs to be held accountable. Nico Harrison gambled the entire franchise on a short-term move, and that completely backfired. Unless something drastic happens like a miracle trade or a coaching overhaul, this team is cooked for the season. They might as well blow everything up and start from scratch. I mean, trade away AD, Kyrie, most especially Klay Thompson. I mean, everyone, and start all over, and most importantly, fire Nico Harrison. So yeah, the Dallas Mavericks are officially a mess. Poor roster construction, bad trades, and zero offensive identity have turned this team into the laughingstock of the league. If you're a Mavericks fan, I feel terrible for you all. Not only y'all are going to have a long, painful season, but y'all going to sit with this realization that the management fumbled a player in Luka Doncic, who would have led this franchise to another championship had Nico Harrison had a functional brain. I will advise all of you to start looking at other teams to root for, because rooting for this Mavericks franchise and with everything they've done to their star players, you are at risk of suffering from terminal cancer from the stress caused by the incompetence of the front office. And that's the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any future uploads. Let me know in the comment section below, do you think Cooper Flagg can still turn this team around, or is this trade the beginning of a full-on rebuild? Like I said, let me know, and that is all. Stay litty. This is the A-Man Show, signing out.